It's been a wild and crazy ride for Art Chaos during their first PSP season. Coming into the first event this year, Art Chaos was widely touted and heavily favored to win events. And rightfully so, the experience and track record of the 4 best players on their team. But after winning the Challengers Division at the first event, they went on to lose every game at the Mid-Atlantic Open in the Champs Division, and they headed back down. They again won the Challengers Division in Chicago, and then at the West Coast Open, they stormed back into the Champions Division and beat Edmonton Impact, who has been on a tear this year. Art Chaos' 3-point victory at the last event proved that they have finally found their form and are a favorite here to win at the World Cup. Their top 4 killers are legends for a reason. They have consistently put kills and wins on the board during their illustrious careers. But though Konstantin Fedorov, Sergei Sonaiskov, Alexander Bernikov, and Miskia Kiesnev rightfully get the bulk of the playing time, Art Chaos will need a few other players from their deep roster to step up big in order to win the most important tournament of the year. In a storybook season, Edmonton Impact, ranked first in the PSP heading into the World Cup, has become the strongest, most consistent team in the sport. They have completely dominated Europe this year, and they have made the finals in 3 of the 4 PSP events so far in 2014. They won Chicago and took second at the Mid-Atlantic Open and the West Coast Open. Impact has found success because they have a complex, multi-layered attack and a deep roster of very consistent and efficient support players. Their highest-ranked player, Zach Yakimek, ranked 8th overall, is having the best season of his career. His ability to shoot people off the break, stay alive, win gunfights, and close games behind his attackers has proved to be a huge asset for Impact's push towards the top. The 3-man attack players for Impact are versatile, which makes the team harder to scout. Because they have such an adaptable attack with Josh Wilmette, Justin Rabakoff, and Justin Cornell, Impact is always dictating the pace of the action. With no holes in their lineup, it's probable Impact could cap off their successful season with a PSP World Cup victory.
All right, our next match is going to be between Impact versus Art Chaos. I am here with Axel Godin. We have seen your two teams battle it out multiple times. In this specific match on this layout, what do you think it's going to come down to?
We will have to focus on the breakout shooting and on the close situation, because breakout will be really important. I think there will be break shots on every side of the field, so after you need to win the close situation.
Previously in the last match, I heard Ironman talking a lot about bounce shots being a problem for them, and they did ultimately lose that one. Have you guys figured out where the bounce shots are so that you avoid going to those positions?
We don't avoid the position, we just know where the bounce shots are, so we avoid to play the specific zone of where the bounce shot comes. But
what are those zones that you avoid?
In the back center, playing the line at the middle zone, playing inside the Dorito one at the middle zone, and in the center there you have some running bounce shot.
All right, well this should be a good match. Impact versus Art Chaos. Back to you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. So, man, big game coming at you right here as Art Chaos is about to take on Edmonton Impact. So, man, Edmonton Impact has had such an amazing year. They made the finals the past 3 events. Art Chaos won the last event. We would like to welcome paintball legend and amazing star for San Diego Dynasty, Ryan Greenspan, up here. And Ryan Greenspan and the rest of Dynasty are going to be playing Los Angeles Infamous in the Challengers Division final matchup. But, Ryan, congratulations for making it back up.
Thank you.
Was it?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's definitely humbling playing down there, and it's definitely nerve-wracking. Especially that aftershock game that everybody watched a little bit ago. That was a close match with a lot of interesting calls and things going down.
Yeah.
I know you guys said it was one of the better matches of the season.
Yeah, it really was. That was, I mean, there were so many. I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, you need to, after this game, during the lunch break, rewind your DVR here and go and watch that Dynasty game. My God, there was penalties. It was insane. It was hard to keep track of what was going on.
Well, and then also, you know, for Aftershock, also, those guys played really well.
Oh, yeah.
We practiced them and Impact a couple weeks ago, and,
yeah.
and they played a great game.
It was a hard-fought match, definitely, from Aftershock. You guys ended up, winning it in the end. But still, it was amazing paintball. So here we go on the breakout. Art Chaos on your right, Impact on your left. And Edmonton Impact now it looks like taking out Alexander Bernikov. And Bernikov, he has been playing awesome over there, but he also got shut down one game, and Impact probably watched the tape on that and was able to get that shot off the break.
Yeah. And these guys are playing a lot like, well, Impact actually loses 2 guys off the Snake side. Art Chaos, who won the last event over in Europe, played the similar way where they put Bernikov as the front guy on the Snake side, which he's not necessarily always that guy.
Yes, I thought that was an interesting kind of switch up to put him into that spot.
Honestly, you know what he is? He's like the roving landmine because he just plays so just oddly that he's just running around and doing all these crazy things. You always have to keep your eyes on him.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you can actually, it's almost better that he is playing the Snake because you can kind of count him off of just going crazy and running around up the center and stuff. He's not going to be able to get away with those moves.
Yeah.
But right now, Fedorov making the move into Snake 3.
Yeah, Biernikov's definitely that dude that could, if he's in the back center and things are going down, he could just show up anywhere on the field. Very talented player. Knows how to look for those seams in the middle of the game. But with making that switch, putting Fedorov starting off in the back center, Fedorov's also really good at shooting on the break, but also even better at closing games out, as we've seen him do all throughout this event. But Art Chaos right now losing their whole Snake or Dorito side as Sergey comes walking off the field. Mishka got shot on the bump up to the Dorito side. So just Fedorov and Lukashuk left alive here for Art Chaos. But Zach Yakimek, Justin Rabakov over there in that Dorito side temple, and Josh Wamette alive for Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, so just two players are both on the same side of the field for Art Chaos, like you're saying. And hey, man, Impact coming into this game, they needed to stop the attack from Art Chaos on the Snake side and shoot Malloy out. And they did step one, but the other guy that's been killing it over here for them is Konstantin Fedorov. And so he's still alive. And anytime that he's on the field and it's even close on the body count, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of time, just like Justin just did and moved up that Dorito side. Is they're going to figure out what the count is. They're going to figure out where the last two bodies are and then make that move down that Dorito side because they have that whole side free.
Yeah, they do. And it's going to take a mistake on Edmonton Impact's part for Art Chaos to be able to get back in this point here.
And there goes Lukashuk out of the Snake side corner. Just Fedorov left alive. And Art Chaos is going to elect to blow the buzzer and end that point. So Edmonton Impact winning this first point by picking bodies off one by one, starting with Biernikov over here on the Snake side, then blowing the Dorito side of Art Chaos.
So Edmonton Impact first to put one on the board here, and 17:35 to go here in this game. Just getting going in this semifinal matchup here at the 2014 PSP World Cup. So, before this game went down, Todd, who do you think we were, kind of going over who we thought was going to win? Who did you pick in this one?
I picked Art Chaos just because of, the resiliency that these guys have. Edmonton Impact, they've been playing solid all year, but, coming off a win against Impact, you got the rematch, that we saw from the last event, and Art Chaos came out victorious. But, I just think that, all through the prelims, the way Art Chaos was playing, I thought that, that they were going to come out here and win this because of all the finals that guys like Konstantin Fedorov, Mishka, they've been in. They have so much experience, and a lot of guys on Impact do as well. But this has always been Konstantin Fedorov's event, so that's why I picked Art Chaos.
Yeah, I went with Impact. They've had an amazing year. They're the most consistent team in paintball all the way back to the end of last season. They have made the finals going back to World Cup. 4 out of 5 events, which is incredibly impressive. They only missed the first one, but Ryan, who you taking in this one?
It's a tough pick, We practice against Impact, so I know that they have a strong roster. They've had an amazing season. They've been winning events, but Art Chaos seemed to pick it up quite a bit at the end.
They kind of have the momentum right now.
I'd almost go it's even draw, for me. Maybe ask me after the next 3 points. Those are the odds I like.
All right, so here we go on the breakout. Edmonton Impact breaking out wide, but they lose their body on the D side. And it looks like they lose another one too. Justin Cornell, who's been their weapon over here in the Snake. Oh God, things are not going right now for Edmonton Impact. Looks like Art Chaos is probably going to tie this one up. They still have 5 bodies alive.
Yeah, and Rainey Stanzak just living by the bounce over there, coming out to the Snake side corner. Justin Rabakov getting shot as the pressure's coming from the Dorito side. Right, here comes Biernikov into the Snake. He takes one from Rainey down the line. But Art Chaos
not going to be
back
enough.
In here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Art Chaos making quick work because of that off-the-break shooting. And, with no back center, Ryan, and you haven't played a lot of points over here on this field now, it seems like there's a lot of different ways you can get off-the-break shots out there on this particular layout.
Yeah, the biggest thing is that you have, if you can, 5 guys up with their guns up. So you have that
even
back
running
center.
out.
Yeah, even running out, and you see those cross shots on a couple of these guys. But we can talk about that here in a minute. And just kind of more of our strategy before the next guys hear us.
Yeah, so we're going to head to a quick commercial break. And, yeah, I wouldn't want you to give anything away, Ryan, but I do want to hear your expert opinion on it. So we'll be right back. Stick with us.
Oh, get out, sucker! Bye, sucker! Night, night! Yeah.
So right back here into this matchup, Art Chaos and Impact tied at 1, and it looks like Art Chaos first to get a body here into the Snake Rain. He stands it, getting shot at the break by Konstantin Fedorov, and all the way down is Alexander Burnikoff, and he's going to get that crossfield shot.
Oh, but
Justin Rabikov.
He gets shot out by Justin Cornell.
Yeah. So Justin Cornell kind of saving the day a little bit over here on the Snake side. And now it's evened up, 3 bodies each out here on this field right now for both teams. Joshua Met, no, but yeah, Justin Cornell and Zach Yakman. Or did they lose? No, Impact has 3 bodies.
Impact has 3 bodies, and Arceus only has 2 right now.
Okay.
Oh, and there goes Justin Cornell catching one in the foot. So Fedorov over here now in the Snake. It's going to be a 2-on-2, but Impact has the 50 Dorito. They lose the 50 Doritos. Joshua Met gets shot. Just Zach Yakimek over here in the Snake side corner for Edmonton Impact. Sergei Solnyshkov alive in the Dorito side corner with Konstantin Fedorov. So they're sorting out the bodies right now. It's a 2-on-1 situation. And right now, Mishka's still alive over there in that Dorito 1. I don't see him. I think he walked off the field. So
they were actually down bodies. The Impact had a body advantage. Fedorov evened it up, and then Sergei shot that 50 Dorito out for Impact. So now they have this field spread. They're getting some information down the tape. Fedorov, you can kind of see coaching back and forth and communicating with the sidelines and trying to figure it out, because right now he's most susceptible to the Snake corner where Zach is. So Zach's just kind of playing this in 2 individual one-on-ones right now. So Fedorov kind of needs to help Sergei out by moving up the Snake and putting a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, Sergei definitely has the ball right now for sure. He should be the one that should move forward first, because then, like you said, that's going to, make sure that Zach keeps honest in that bunker. He's not trying to do something crazy out of there.
Well, this is kind of part of the reason why I picked Art Chaos to win this game, because Art Chaos was in this situation many times throughout the prelims in 2-on-1s with this Snake corner, and they executed it every single time pretty flawlessly. You have Fedorov over here. He's talking to Sergei back and forth. Very good at executing these 2-on-1 situations by just making sure that they talk and move when the gun's not on them.
Yeah, so now the score 1-1, 14-32. It's Art Chaos's game to win, or it's point to win here, because it is a 2-on-1 situation. Zach Yakmek having a phenomenal year, and here he comes. Zach Yakmek launching down, and he ends up taking... Oh, man, Fedorov clowns Zach Yakmek a little bit. I don't know about that move, though. That's kind of a long run there. I don't think he. I think he thought he was in the a little bit closer to him, Ryan.
Yeah, and that was actually what I was talking about. Is you need to get Fedorov up a little bit closer, utilize those, the sidelines, and almost force Zach to come bunker him like he just did. But you can force that move a lot quicker, and you want to force a trade out because you still have the extra body alive over there.
Yeah. You only need one.
Yeah.
Just need one alive.
That's one way to do it.
Well. Sometimes you just need one alive. It depends on who's out there.
Yeah, go back and watch that Dynasty game.
Watch our game. We had a couple guys alive.
So here we go. Let's check out this replay. So there's Alexander Burnikoff, and he's taking huge bites, man. And I don't know if it's his communication or just his heads-up ability, but he's definitely playing incredibly aggressive. But left his pack out and should have tightened it up a little bit there. So a little bit of an error from Burnikoff, though we do like seeing that aggression. And here came Fedorov trading out.
Yeah, I don't know what that move was.
I'm not really sure either, but he worked. So you look on paper, very close between these two teams. Art Chaos has had some problems this year. They spent some time down in the Challengers division, and Edmonton Impact has had an incredible year. But Art Chaos, as we've talked about, they won the last event, and they're coming off a win in Europe, so 2 tournament wins in a row for them, giving them some momentum to head in here to the biggest test in paintball and try to win a World Cup here. And this is actually their first year here in the PSP. And it has been quite the interesting season for them. So it would be a very redemptive moment, guys, if Art Chaos was able to win 2 events in a row and win the World Cup, because when they first came in, they were highly touted. A lot of people thought that they were going to be winning tournaments. This game brought to you by Contract Killer. Dope gun designs for Contract Killer, custom designs. They got a lot of awesome clothing, playing gear. Been a big supporter of paintball for a long time. And also, if you're into mixed martial arts, definitely check out their website. So here we go on this breakout, looking at Art Chaos on the break. Up by 1 now. And it looks like a clean, no, they do lose Mishka over there on the D side of the field. So 4 on 5 right now. Yeah, 4 on 5 as Zach Yakmek, Justin Cornell, Rabakov, Sanzik, and Wermet.
That was actually the first body that Impact's lost in. It is actually a 3 on 4 at this point. But here comes
Alexander Burnikoff making a huge move down the snake side of the field. And it looks like it paid a little bit of dividends. So clean run is able to get 1. And right now it's 2 on 3 though. So
Impact still has the advantage.
Yeah, they still have the advantage.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if there's any more bodies over here. I think
No, that was the last body on the snake side. Burnikoff should have stopped at one of the snakes, shot J-Rab, and then made that move a little quicker. But had Zach not picked that up, he might have been able to take out the whole team.
Biernikov feeling kind of Markowski right now.
Yeah, the only guy from any team that I've seen at all, at least play on this field.
You were in that game. What did you think when you were in that big Dorito over there? And all of a sudden, Markowski launches from this snake side corner. And then all of a sudden, he's standing at your head of the snake.
Yeah, is that where he came from?
That's where he came from.
That was the second time he's done that this tournament. He's the only guy with the coast-to-coast runs from the back corner bunker.
Yeah, he actually, I just got shot in the back a bunch of times. And then I look over, and he's standing in the back corner, and I see Brandon still alive looking at him. And I didn't know exactly what to do, so let's check this replay out.
And here goes Biernikov from the insert bunker. No breaks. No breaks. Got to go.
So you see Zach in that center Dorito is what saved that right there. He just switched at that moment.
And then smart move for him to get out wide.
Yeah. Kind of used JC as a little bit of a blocker, too, on that one.
Yeah.
It's a smart move.
Yeah, very smart move. Well, Yakmek's having a year, man. Zach has been playing phenomenal this year.
Yeah, those guys are all having a good time. Also, that's a big key in team success. Is that team's together, they're playing for each other, and they're having fun out there. They have a good program.
Yeah. So right now, Coach Art Chaos going over some last-minute game plans here. 13-12 to go. Very even game here. 2-2. It's all tied up. Art Chaos taking on Edmonton Impact for the right to take on Tampa Bay Damage in the World Cup final match. We'll be right back. Back on the champions field right now for another point between these two high-powered teams fighting to advance, trying to keep their season alive here. And off to the snake on the break is Konstantin Fedorov, and he makes it in clean. So he's the only one in there for either team, and it looks like Zane Yakmek's going to take the early walk for Edmonton Impact, and with the addition of also his brother Zach Yakmek. So now only 3 bodies alive for Edmonton Impact. So here comes Art Chaos. Oh, but they lose Mishka.
Yeah, Mishka having trouble getting out on that Dorito side, but here comes Big Sergey on the inside, then up into the 50 Dorito. Justin Cornell takes a chance, gets into the snake, He's got Justin Rabikoff behind him, who's going to try and fill out to the snake side corner. He's going to get in there alive to battle down the wire against Lukashuk. Fedorov in snake one, mirrored up with Justin Cornell, but Fedorov looking across the field, trying to get that one kill on the lone body over there. That's Joshua Met in the Dorito side corner. Bierdnikov is filled over to the Dorito side as well to go back up Sergei Solnishkov. He's now in that Dorito side temple. This is what you were talking about earlier, Ryan, with Bierdnikov. If he's not that front guy, he may just end up filling anywhere on the field.
Yeah. And so you see JC putting some pressure on the snake side, even though they are down bodies. He wanted to get up there and get that cross shot on Sergei, but Sergei was ready for it in that 50 Dorito because that's their elimination. But again, you bait this this front guy, who's this Fedorov in the snake, into coming to get JC, and you have a 2-on-2 and turns into a 1-on-1 on this side of the field, which is advantageous for J-Rab.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, minute and 36 seconds left to go. Slowed down. This point is pace of this game. Slowed down a little bit here. It's pretty even, but here comes, just as I say that, Konstantin Fedorov launches his attack down the highway. I don't know if he got Justin that. The referee's begging for refs, saying, no, man, I didn't catch one.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. That was a bit of an issue that we had on our field, is the ref over here on the side just called him out. JC didn't even get shot, and then he had to take himself out of the game by arguing the fact that he didn't get shot out.
Yeah, so Justin Cornell alive and able to get that cross-field kill on...
getting a pair of kills right here.
Yeah, shot Sergei cross-field, gets another one. So JC able to live from Fedorov's attack and ends up getting 2 kills cross-field. You could hear the Impact fans start cheering as soon as they found out that Cornell was clean. Referee's just checking him over one more time, and Cornell pumps his fist in the air. What an amazing job.
And you see, that's exactly what I was talking about. You get some pressure up in front of him, and you force that move from Fedorov. You force the move from the snake guy. He comes in there, and either it trades out, and it leaves it a 1-on-1, or worst-case scenario for the Art Chaos guys, where Fedorov doesn't shoot him, and then JC just goes to town and shoots 2 more guys right after that. So that's kind of the move that you want to do.
So there was the replay there. Konstantin Fedorov not able to make it here from the reverse angle. Was hoping he could try to get Cornell out of there. Has been playing great for Impact and just not able to do that. See, just shooting past him.
Yeah, he even tried to do that little hop right there to get that
extra height.
Yeah.
Extra angle, not able to do it. So we're going to be right back after this.
Hey, 1 minute, guys, 1 minute.
Looks like Art Chaos calling a timeout. As Rabikov, Cornell, Womet, and Rainey Stenzik and Zach Yakmek had already come out on the field. So right now, Art Chaos trying to figure out a play here. They're down by 1 with 10 minutes and 56 seconds left to go. This is the last game here of the morning competition before we take a short lunch break and then head into all of the divisional finals here on Sunday for the World Cup Championships. We're going to find out who the best divisional teams are of the year as things play out before we get into the Champions and Challengers finals. Again, the Champs and Challengers finals have been flipped for this event, so the Champions will be playing first, and then the Challengers matchup. So both those are going to be amazing because it's either going to be one of these 2 teams taking on Damage and then Infamous Dynasty to close the day out. I mean, that's a finals game in the Champions division and other previous events. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am in Impact's pit right now with Coach Bart Yakimek. Now you guys just took a 1-point lead there. You are big on scouting the teams before you play them. When you were watching Art Chaos this weekend, did you notice any patterns in the plays that they were running?
Well, we're not seeing what what we thought we'd see. Like, they're really running Snake hard, 3 guns up on the Snake side. So they're getting us, they're clipping 1, maybe sometimes 2 guys, which is tough. So we're almost trying to match them, just basically 3 up against them and trying to stay solid on the Dorito side. It's really it's almost a mirror-to-mirror game right now. So whoever's going to hit whoever off the break, that's what's going to happen.
What were you initially expecting that you're not seeing?
Well, we saw a lot of the Dorito on this side, which they're not going to at all, and they're going short. So it seems that's what's changed, and we're shooting those lanes, and they're not there. So all of a sudden, we've got to change and say, okay, they're going shorter, and we got to go shorter on the shots.
All right, well, we'll see if those changes pay off and they can keep this lead. Back to you.
Under 10 seconds to go. You're looking at Impact getting ready to rock here. Impact, Rabakov, Cornell, Wilmette, Stanzik, and Yakmek. Zach. Our Chaos sends out their starting lineup, the team, or the crew that got them the win at the last event. So here we go on the break. And it looks like a body coming off early. Josh Wilmette getting shot, and then also Justin Rabakov. So that D side starting to have problems, and Rainey Stanzik comes off. So 3 bodies drop early here for Impact. Our Chaos of 5 alive and on the attack now.
Konstantin Fedorov up the center, Bridnikov up the Snake side, not taking as big a bite, but then getting that kill right there on Zach Yakmek. And now it's looks like a 5-on-1, and Bart's gonna throw that towel in.
So seesaw battle here as Art Chaos gonna tie it up at 3. And nobody died for Art Chaos, so a perfect point for them. And it looks like the kill count leaders for Art Chaos, 5 confirmed for Sergey and 5 for Konstantin Fedorov, adding to their season totals here. And yeah, everyone out there, man, is doing work. Miska has 3. The only one who's a little bit behind the main crew is Lukashuk. He's got 1. So now, you know, we just listened to Bart talk about how they had to kind of change up the angles that they were shooting off the break. And then Ryan, we were talking, and you can see there the split screen breakout here, replay. So who beats who to the corner, and that was a really bad break for Impact. But Ryan, you know, we were talking about the different ways you can shoot players off the break here and how crucial it is, you know, just little angles here and there depending on where they're going.
Yeah. And that's what I was mentioning is you want to have as many guns up as possible. Both corners are making it, it's a lot more difficult to make it to the corners now. And each team's a little different. Like he's saying, we got to scout each guy a little differently, whether they're shooting cross shots or they're shooting straight ahead. But I think what's happening right now and what's working out is just heavy guns up. If you looked at that game, there was 5 guys on Chaos all shooting. And you know, so sometimes you're going to have guys that are shooting specific lanes, and they're going to be getting those eliminations on the Impact guys. But sometimes it's just those first couple balls out of your gun that are shooting straight ahead, and you're getting those random shots. Like, how did they just shoot 3 guys off the break? You know, it's hard to say.
This is kind of interesting here. Justin Rabakov and Marcelo Margot. Justin obviously still in this tournament right here playing for Impact. Marcelo Margot, the Ironman, were eliminated, and so it looks like Marcelo, who was ranked 2nd overall coming into this event here, he had the kill count lead at 153 total kills for the year, but Justin Rabakov has just eclipsed him in this match with 156. Looks like Cornell got shot off the break there, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely saw something spray off his pack.
Yeah, and they're going to call him out, but they also lose Rabakov again, so Rabakov's not going to be able to add to his
kill count.
Yeah, his kill count leading score here. Again, not looking good for Impact off the break.
Right, but they were able to shoot the
Lukashuk.
Snake corner, yeah, Lukashuk. But Fedorov filling in there, Berdnikov playing really strong right in here. And it looks like they're going to at least be able to collect themselves, the Impact guys. So they are down a body. It's a 4-on-3, but they're in the positions to be able to collect themselves a little bit. They need to get into the Snake and try to lock down that Dorito side and at least put pressure on Berdnikov. Because if you give him the tape, then he'll be able to crawl down there and do some damage. Right now, sitting out of the back of Snake 1, trying to get a shot, and he does straight across on Rainey Stanzik. That's exactly how he was set up, a straight ahead shot. So now you're looking at a 4-on-2, and a little bit of time for these guys to slow it down a little bit, and again, like I said, to collect themselves a bit.
Yeah. So 9 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Impact. They have 2 bodies alive. Our Chaos has 4, and better field position here. So Impact.
And if some of you guys wonder, you see Berdnikov now playing a little bit more cautiously and a little more slowly on this side, and I'll tell you why. It's really tiring playing the Snake, you know. And so if 1 game or 2 games in a row, if he's running all the way down to their Snake 4, he's going to be a little more tired, and he's going to want to sit in the snake one for a minute and catch his breath while he has the chance and the body advantage.
And there goes Joshua Meck getting shot off that Dorito side, opening up the door for Art Chaos players to close in on Zach Yakimek there in the corner. So Art Chaos going to close out that game, go up 4-3 now. Still 8:42 left to go in this game. So going to go from Art Chaos's pit up into the sky.
A little bit of aerial footage brought to you by hustlepaintball.com.
Yeah, at the glorious event here, World Cup, biggest event on Earth.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing from looking at it from up here. I usually have to, we're just weaseling around down on the ground. You never can see what it looks like from up above. But
yeah, so and we have a lot more awesome paintball coming at you even after this matchup, all the divisional finals, and it's matching up that these final games for the Champs and Challengers division should be pretty awesome too.
Coming over the top of us right now, there's our tower. There's the pro field on your left, the challenger field on the right. And there is the grandstands.
Fold
this
up
is
early
what you
today.
missed if you didn't come out here to hang out with us.
yeah. Actually, as a matter of fact, you're probably sitting in with some air conditioning right now, enjoying there. It is an awfully hot day, but everybody's filling up the stands and enjoying some paintball. See people out there waving themselves, fanning themselves off a bit.
Yeah, lots of umbrellas out here. Florida sun's no joke. So with 8 minutes and 42 seconds left in this semifinal matchup, Art Chaos with a slight lead right now. And I think that they're just going to keep running that same starting five, Todd.
Yeah, you got to go with it.
On Sunday, I don't even really think it's a decision.
No. I mean, these guys are going to go. If they can make it in 2 games, these guys are in shape. They're ready to play 2 games today.
Yeah, you just saw on your screen right there, Axel Godin, who has definitely played well in limited spins for Art Chaos. So if we see someone come off the bench to try to get in the snake for Art Chaos, if Burtnikov starts getting shut down over here, or Fedorov does, might be Axel Godin. But I don't know. It's going to be tough, man. Those are your 2 guys you got to run with. So we'll be right back. Stick with us.
Do they?
Yeah, so right now, welcome back. Looking at Art Chaos getting ready to roll here. The semifinal game, up by 1. It's the same lineup we keep seeing for Art Chaos. And for Impact, they send Zane Yakmek, Joshua Met, Zach Yakmek, Brandon Rabikoff, and Justin Cornell out. And Zach Yakimek is the kill count leader, tied up with Burtnikov, actually. Both of them have 7 confirmed kills here in this matchup. Impact's on your left. Art Chaos is on your right.
This point might decide, actually, we'll be getting the first kill over there on the snake side is Impact with a 5-on-4 right now. This point right here is huge for Impact because this is a seesaw battle, like you said, Maddie. And the biggest thing is if they struggle a bit trying to get these kills, then, oh, look at that, Fedorov getting another kill across the field. So now it's actually a 3-on-4 right now. Advantage is with Art Chaos. So, again, really big point for Impact. They need to get this in order to because this game is so even, in order to get rolling again.
Yeah, time not a factor yet, but, still a little bit under 8 minutes.
Yeah, Fedorov, picked up Justin Rabikoff coming up the middle. That could have been dangerous if J-Rab was able to get into that A up a body Instead, Fedorov sneaks into the snake, picks him up, and then gets a kill across the field. Actually, Sergey Slonishkov looks like he's the one that shot Zane Yakimek over there off that Dorito side. So we got Justin Cornell in the snake too. You got Zach Yakimek behind him in the snake side corner, and Joshua Met still over there in the Dorito side corner for Impact. But Cornell continues to press the issue in the snake over here, trying to get kills across the field. Sergey's reaching back to load, playing a little bit back off that bunker. Justin Cornell, good at picking up those
Fedorov
shots.
running up the center again. Looking for that highway move and losing it again. He set that up. He set back, waited to get that shot on JC. I saw that kind of coming. And, you know, he kind of just forgot about the sidelines telling JC that he was coming.
That's 2 times now that Justin's been able to live through the attack of Konstantin Fedorov.
Yeah, Konstantin Fedorov, I mean, really didn't need to make that move.
Up on bodies. You know, you wanted, actually what you wanted is JC to get into this spot and then launch. You know, because from that 50 snake, you can't see much. There's no shot on the corner. There's not really a shot on the the Dorito one. So you're really sitting in there, just kind of waiting a little bit. So right now the ref's checking out the snake corner.
Looks like Lukashuk got a bounce. You know, and that's always kind of been a problem for Art Chaos, losing Lukashuk out of that snake side corner in gun battles, but he's still alive there. And just utter confusion right now by Lukashuk, but he gets back in the game.
You know, I've actually played that snake corner a little bit at this event, and it's a tough spot to play.
And now trying to push forward.
I mean, JC's just got a force field around him.
God, man, yeah, he's definitely force is strong with Cornell right now.
And you see Lukashuk's actually completely out of paint right now. He's also just confused as to why how he didn't shoot him. I think everybody's having that issue right now with JC in the snake. But the big thing, he was out of paint. You know, he didn't really need to make that move. They're up on points. They had good field position, honestly. And but that's kind of like how you want to play this game: is get the body as close as you can as a landmine and let their one guy on the snake side try to come bunker you.
And here's that replay from Fedorov trying to get it and cut into the inside to get Cornell, but like we were saying, Ryan, Cornell just I don't know, upgraded his force field for this particular point. And also
increase the stats a little bit.
Yeah. So nice work there by Justin Cornell, who has just been the offensive machine for Impact over here. And there was Lukashuk trying to run him down as he ran out of paint.
But you see Zach Yakimek in that back corner was just kind of watching over him, so that definitely was not the right move by Lukashuk at all. He needed to stay in that corner and hope that his Dorito guys got something working over there.
So I hope you guys were able to get your fantasy rosters in. You're playing for a DM15 against the World. And if you had picked Justin Cornell, that was definitely a good pickup for you. Fedorov's also put a ton of kills on the board at this event. Yakmek's clocking in with tons of kills as well, too.
And it seemed like J-Rab's getting a few, you know?
Yeah, J-Rab's got the overall leader. Yeah, so J-Rab. So just about 40 seconds before the start of this next point, and there are the event fantasy score leaders. So, yeah, Fedorov, Justin, Marcelo, Zach Yakimek, and Jason Edwards were your top 5 picks. And there are their points played and their kills.
I don't think I picked any of those guys.
I just really want my Axel Godin to get in there. And look at this, Axel finally making an appearance.
Yeah, well, I mean.
So we'll see what the Frenchman can do over here for Art Chaos as Sergey, Fedorov, Pavel, and Mishka are out there. So Burtnikov is going to get a rest for 1 point here.
Yeah. You know, I love how Axel plays. I hope I don't give him the commentator's curse right here, but he's a great player, man. He was a huge pickup, and I don't think they use him as much as they should and as much as they could. You know?
Yeah, I totally agree. I couldn't agree with you more. Pavel Lukashuk heading out wide, stumbles trying to get out on the snake side, the back bunker, and as he stumbled and fell over, he ended up getting shot. So that's going to help out Impact over here on this side, but Impact also loses Joshua Met. So they have Zach Yakimek, Justin Cornell, and Justin Rabikoff left.
Oh, but Impact getting a major penalty right here on Zach Yakimek, sending Justin Cornell to the box right now. Let's see, but Justin needs to rush in there so we can get this
Oh,
penalty.
another
major. Two
Oh my
majors on
God.
Impact. You are not going to see a very happy Bart Yakmek, I'll tell you that right now.
So Edmonton Impact shooting themselves in the foot right here as Axel Godin is able to hang that flag up.
Brilliant point right there. Also, just noticing that the majors went up on the field, grabbing that flag and hanging it to keep the majors on the board.
As much time as possible, absolutely. So looks like 2 major penalties. So disaster strikes in this close game here against Art Chaos as Edmonton Impact drawing those 2 majors.
That's going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, that's going to hurt a lot because, you know, with now the time starting to play a factor with less than 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes and 46 seconds remaining, and Zach Yakimek with a major and Justin Rabikoff. So that's 2 of their best killers out there are going to be waiting for 2 minutes, about a little less than half of the time left in this game. So best case for Edmonton Impact, get out wide, burn that clock off, and hope to God that they can get a couple of shots on some Chaos players to even it up. So let's check in with CJ Traub and get this ref update here on those penalties.
We had multiple penalties on the play. First penalty is a major assessed to number 10 for Edmonton Impact, playing on for an obvious hit. Second penalty is a major assessed to number 9 for Edmonton Impact, playing on for an obvious hit. This penalty pulled the last live player, which automatically awarded the point to Art Chaos.
Yeah, that rule. I don't really agree with that one. I do like that. You know, if the major's assessed on a guy and there's 2 players on the field, total one including the guy who got the penalty, so they pull 1. But it shouldn't. I don't think that the clock should stop and it gives an automatic point to the other team. I still think that they should have to run it off, and you still have that opportunity to get that last player into the box and you know, whittle a little bit of time off. That's why Axel has to run the flag in. However, if the very last player gets a penalty and there's no one left to pull, then I can see that the point can be conceded, because they want to get rid of the 90-second rule, which can really, you know, have an effect on the outcome of the game. But I don't really necessarily agree that if there's still a body to pull to put in the box, you know, the team should have to be forced to run the flag in, you know, because that's a strategy. If you want to save time on your penalty or on the or take some time off the other team's penalty, you should have to run the flag in. So we were a little confused on that too.
So right now, what do you think is where do you think that Impact's going to go, Ryan?
It looks like back center Dorito, and it looks like they should go to this Dorito corner or the snake corner, which they do with Danny Park, a really fast player. They put their fastest guy out there, and he gets shot going out there. So now this is going to be a little tough. The biggest thing, honestly, you need to hustle out to these corners because that's what's going to save as much time as possible. So right now they're locking up the field, 20 seconds off the major right now, and it's going to be tough. This is going to be tough.
And here comes Burnikoff past the 50-yard line all the way on the Impact side of the field, and is going to trade out. And that's going to be another major.
Zane's going to get another major. You don't need to kill that badly. You know, and there's Fedorov showboating a little bit right there. But Zane needs to realize, man, you don't need that.
You don't need to trade out with him.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to get an extra kill in your stats, and then you're still there's still 4 guys, able bodies alive. You need to let this guy just stick you, you know, hopefully draw maybe an overshooting penalty or something. But other than that, just get off the field.
You guys remember World Cup last year? Impact's playing solid all event, gets down to the nitty-gritty, grab a bunch of major penalties.
Yep. It's pretty much in the exact same location. The field's let up. Everything's set up the exact same as it was last year here for this field. So the same exact thing happened to him. It was in the finals against San Antonio X Factor. So let's check in with CJ for a ref update.
We had a major penalty assessed to number 77, Edmonton Impact. This penalty did not have a live body to be assessed for. The point is therefore automatically awarded to Art Chaos.
See, there's those two rules for the automatic point I was talking about.
So, well, not looking good for Edmonton Impact right now. We'll be right back. Art Chaos is 1 point away from taking this victory away from Edmonton Impact. and heading on to the finals to take on Tampa Bay Damage to see who's going to win the 2014 PSP World Cup. And 3 bodies in the box for Edmonton Impact, so
5 on 2 right here.
Most likely going to be a bloodbath point here, in the sense that Edmonton Impact, with just 2 guys, not really much they're going to be able to do. Rainey Stanczyk's out in the open, rolling his gun.
And still makes it to the corner, but it looks like a penalty coming in, minor on Edmonton Impact.
So continuing their penalty run here, Edmonton Impact going to get another one. And that is going to do it. So in kind of an anticlimactic finish to this very close game, Edmonton Impact shooting themselves in the foot, just getting a baker's dozen of penalties over here.
Yeah, that minor was an unnecessary minor throw. Let Rainey get a couple of shots in, you know? Like, let Rainey play some games. Don't pull him out. 4 on 1. Let him take some shots, you know?
Yeah.
They get 2 on 5. They get a penalty for a packet on that one. It's not like they were really getting rolling the dice.
Talk about utter collapse for Edmonton Impact.
That's unfortunate.
That is
out here. I mean, really they were kind of dictating the tempo of that game. You know, yeah, it was kind of a little bit back and forth, but it really seemed like Impact was in control most of that game. And then there at the end, just grabbing 3 majors and a minor, you know, just did them in right there, just like World Cup last year when we saw X Factor take on Edmonton Impact and just get a gaggle of penalties right there at the end.
Yeah, and you look at a dejected Rainey Stanczyk right there. What a phenomenal year, though, for Edmonton Impact. They made the finals 3 out of 5 events, but unfortunately they won an event. And but it's just, this is a tough way to end your World Cup hopes and end the year, just getting a ton of penalties. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with Konstantin Fedorov of Art Chaos. Congratulations, you guys just beat Impact to advance into the finals. Going into this match, we have seen you and Impact play so many times. So how were you guys feeling going into it, and what had you discussed execution-wise to make sure you could get this win?
Actually, we not discuss a lot, but I mean, we know exactly how they go in the corner if they getting shut out. So we just keep like holding in on the middle. So and they always get shot, and this is really easy for us if they not go wide or getting shots. So we really can like just lock them immediately because we have 3 guys. Or either way, if we're going short, so we can use like our D side guys because they always, if we go on the snake, they always switching guns into from the D side to the snake side. I mean, and like definitely they might be not changed a lot because I didn't see a lot of change between yesterday and today. So that's maybe happened.
Going into that last point, you guys pushed down the field, across the entire field, on the snake side, down the middle, on the Dorito side. What do you feel is the better pick when you don't have bodies down, you don't have an advantage to push down? Which is a better strategy there?
Actually, we're not thinking about anything. We're just like shooting our like pretty much basic plan, and we know exactly so you stop here. So it's like getting shots. That says it's like, you know, it's like 5 versus 2. It's like, I mean, it's no excuses for us like to lose it.
So you will be playing Damage in the finals. You guys have scouted Damage. What exactly are you expecting from them? They kind of sit in their bunkers and wait a little bit, but do you think they'll be more aggressive here in the final matches?
I'm not agree with you that they sit in the back bunkers because we practice with them. They doing really well at flame field. So if they see the opportunity, they just go down the field and like killing people. That's what we have to do. And pretty much we're not like scouting them. We just know exactly what our game style. That's it.
All right, well, it's paying off for Art Chaos. They will be advancing to the finals and playing Damage. Stay tuned. We'll be back after lunch.
Thank you.